Copying people is one of the stupidest things you can do. It's moronic, it's dangerous, and toxic. All you end up doing is becoming a much worse version of that other individual, those people, those role models you look up to. The best thing you can do, despite what the masses say, despite what the people in your family, friends, whatever, is to instead authentically and unapologetically be yourself. Own who you are. That doesn't make you stupid. That makes you very intelligent. And if you want to actually learn how to do this and to dig deeper into unwrangling all the bullshit that's kept you limited and made you want to copy and look up to other people, let me help you in a practical and, again, no bullshit way that gets results. I've done this myself and helped many others do the same. Click the link down below in the description and pinned comment, and let's work together so we can reveal the real you. Now, why the hell would I even talk about a topic like this? Well, it's quite obvious. I used to copy people. Oh yeah. I was like a chameleon. And maybe you might resonate with me. The chameleon can change its background to fit in anywhere. And I was the social chameleon. It all started back at high school, especially when I was getting a little bit older, into my mid-teens, where I felt a bit awkward going through puberty and I didn't know where I belonged. So around the jocks, I would speak and act in a certain way. Around the geeks and the nerds, I would change my opinion and voices. And then all that happened was I just didn't really belong or fit in anywhere. Then, in a desperate attempt to be confident and try and, be better with like dating women and trying to survive in this world, I used to look up to certain people who, looking back, were very narcissistic people in the public eye, celebrities, certain role models, and think, oh yeah, I need to be like him. I need to speak like him, act like him. When in actual fact, like I said at the beginning, all I ended up doing was like a very awful impersonation of that individual. And the reason why it made me stupid and dumb is because I wasn't thinking for myself. I was thinking like they would think, and I didn't know these people. These were famous people. I clearly needed a mentor. And when I finally found my mentor, who changed my life and is still in my life to this day, thank God, he inspired me to be me, but take influence and attributes from other people. He said, you don't want to act, speak, or look like these people. That makes you stupid. Instead, you want to take elements of what they say and then mold it and inspire it to be your own man. So for me, I've really found my voice in my 30s. How I speak, how I act, and the man that you see coming through the screen now is the real me. How I dress is the real me. How I carry myself is the real me. My goals and aspirations is the real me. But if we look at the sheeple, the people that copy for the sake of copying, who are you copying? Well, you're copying influencers who have half a brain cell, are mentally unstable, and are selling you a fantasy and a fake life. You're copying people in your community because you believe they're ahead of you and you're keeping up the Joneses. You're copying your parents who are a completely different generation, mindset, and in my opinion, from a different planet compared to you. You're copying people who you think resonate with you because you understand them and agree with their political and outlook on life, but how do they operate as a family man or mother? How do they operate their finances? How do they eat? How do they drink? We celebrate people like Jordan Peterson as men and Andrew Tate, whatever, but we don't really know who they are. And then you create little minions, people copying these people who are just idiots. They're not authentic. They don't have mindsets of their own. They don't have opinions of their own. They're just parroting in a very shit way what they heard from somebody else. So please, take this as inspiration to stop copying others and take my mentor's advice to truly own who you are and take inspiration from others. And even my mentor myself, as much as I love him and look up to him, I don't want to live like him. I will take attributes for him, his confidence, his assertiveness, and his kindness as well, and his masculinity. But then I'll mold it into my own personality because I'm a completely different human, as are you. Let's break down now in greater detail why copying people makes you stupid. Firstly, copying stops you from learning how to think. When you just imitate, you skip the hard work of figuring out who you really are. I'm going to repeat that again because it's so bloody good. When you just imitate others, you skip the hard work of figuring out who you are. And here's the sad reality. Most of these people you look up to are copying, are trying to imitate, don't have a Scooby-Doo who they really are. And that's something I learned recently. I would look even and respect elders in my family, people in my community, and say, oh, well, you know, they've got their life together. But no, their health is a mess. Don't even get me started about their mental health. Their choices are questionable. And they act in a very bizarre way that I don't agree with. And morally, virtually, I don't agree with as well. And the harsh reality is they don't know who they are. And rather than taking the time, the energy to try and figure that out, they just plod along in life, extrovertly and confidently and loudly and excitably. And we assume that they are exactly the right role model for us. So take inspiration, like I said, but adapt it. Force yourself to problem solve instead of parrot. By parroting, which is basically just repeating what these people are saying and doing, all you're doing is a bad impersonation. Problem solve based on your situation. Okay, how can I get ahead in my business? Well, I'll just do what this person's doing that they're saying on YouTube or whatever. Well, that suits them. They're in a different niche and it's easier for them because they've got their niche figured out. What's your niche? What's your problem? Well, how can I get ahead in dating if all I'm doing is complaining about the dating marketplace, dating apps, and not doing anything about myself? And do I deserve a date? How can I get ahead in my life in general? That's the key. That's not parroting. You can parrot certain phrase, well, dating is very hard these days, well, business is very competitive, whatever. But I will figure out a way that benefits and suits me. When you copy other people, you adopt other people's limits, even the most confident and on the surface most successful. You inherit their ceilings. You inherit their limitations, their flaws, and their excuses. It's one of the saddest things ever when you parrot somebody else because they have limiting beliefs. They'll say things like, well, I can't work out or go to the gym. I've got too much to deal with. Well, I can't make more money because I'm already stretched financially. Well, I can't get a new job because this is the best job I can get. Well, I can't leave this relationship. I'm in a prison. Well, I can't do this, can't do that. When I adopted limiting beliefs and copied people, I took myself out of making, in my opinion, millions. I said this is not the right opportunity. So I turned down investing in Bitcoin when it was $1. I turned down taking my former business to the next level because apparently I couldn't handle it. I turned down the opportunity many times of leaving toxic friendships and relationships because apparently I should be grateful that I have a relationship and grateful I have friends. Ask yourself, is this belief or these beliefs or habits actually mine? Or did I borrow it from someone else? And 9 times out of 10, you borrowed it from someone else. Because here's the thing. If you watch videos like this, if you coach with me, if you dig deeper, you recognize and realize you're more powerful and have more potential than you ever imagined. And as a result of that, you can figure out, well, maybe I can push through this adversity. Maybe I can go to that next level. Maybe I'm braver and stronger than I thought. And the one that I've been looking up to is a coward. Copying also makes you replaceable. If you're just like another replica, you're easy to ignore or replace. This is where the NPCs, like the whole analogy of people are just copying and pasting and looking the same, acting the same. This is why I'm deadly against cliques and these little groups and these queen bee bullshit narratives, etc. Yeah, you might feel accepted into these things, but into these groups and cliques are the most shallow, narrow-minded, egotistical, narcissistic, idiotic morons you'll ever associate with. Whether they've got money, whether they don't, whether they look attractive, they don't, it doesn't matter. Instead, you need to lean into what's uncommon about you, your background, quirks, way of thinking, because that's the real you. You will alienate these people and they will replace you with another clone, but isn't that a good thing? Because why on earth, think about it, why do you want to be just a clone of someone else? What, so you get invited to a party? So you can feel like you've got a buzzing social calendar? What the hell does that even mean? So you can not feel left out? I've tasted both sides of the coin. I'd rather be left out, ostracized, put to the corner, than have to change my soul, my very being, around certain people. And lastly, copying feeds insecurity instead of solving it. You copy because, let's not bullshit, you doubt yourself. And then it actually cements that doubt. Let's say you're copying someone in your personal life who's very intimidating, makes you feel on edge, makes you anxious, is quite aggressive, passive aggressive and so on. And you're afraid of the backlash. You're afraid of them standing up to you. They might say things about you like you're overweight, you don't have much of a career or a life, your dating life's a shambles, whatever. And that hurts you. But you're also copying them because you believe the doubts. Instead of actually building competence and doing something about the things that are holding you back, you'd rather just impersonate someone who's louder on the surface, appears to have their life together. Newsflash, these people don't have their lives together. On the surface, superficially, they might do. But when they go to sleep at night, they sleep with the demons, the hell, the doubt, the fears, the insecurities that everyone else has 1,000-fold. But to keep up appearances, to not rock the boat, to not give you any doubt of their perception, and so on and so forth, they put on a show. These people are constant performers. And if you copy that way, if you clone yourself that way, you'll be constantly performing someone else's show. And when it's too late and your life is over, you'll ask this question: what if my entire life has been wrong? Because not one single day did I live in my personal truth. Did I do what I want to do? Did I put myself first? Did I stand up for myself? Did I do the right thing for me? I don't want you to go that way. I don't want you to make that mistake. And that's why I'm encouraging you, if you are serious about this, if you are genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with you in this context, then let me help you, because I've been there myself. I was a copier. Now I'm myself. I inspire others. Everyone who works with me, I say, we need to find out the real you and discover it. And we could do that through no bullshit practicality that gets to the root of your issues. So book a free discovery call with me down below. Work with me. Click the link. And only people who are serious will do something about it. It saddens me because it makes sense to copy, because we're fearful, maybe we're introverted, maybe we're shy, we're awkward, and we're trying to find our way in life. But the people we copy are just idiots. So if we're copying an idiot, what does that make us? An even bigger idiot. Because in our instinct, in our gut, we know their limitations. We see through the lies. We see through the madness. And yet we speak, act, dress, think, live like them. Consider this your wake-up call. Be yourself. With your quirks, your way of thinking, your background, everything. Own it. Stop living someone else's life. It's making you an idiot.
Are you sick and tired of feeling stuck in life or being weighed down by endless struggles? Maybe you're exhausted from being walked all over, or tired of never having boundaries, or not saying no, walking away, or stuck in toxic cycles and situations. Well, imagine breaking free from all of that, feeling powerful and totally in control of your life. When you work with me, there's no BS, no fluff, just real, personal transformation. Now, you've seen my journey on YouTube. about the power of walking away from the wrong people, overcoming addiction, handling grief, empowering myself from being rock bottom. But this isn't about me. This is not my story. This is your story. Imagine having a life on your terms, having a healthier, better relationship, being able to overcome your struggles and actually be at peace and taste happiness, maybe for the first time ever in your life. Now, other coaches fail when it comes to getting real results because they offer you generic advice that is not catered to you. It's a one-size-fits-all program and it's a load of BS. But I'm different. I listen to you. I take notes. I ask the deep questions and personalize and cater to your needs to take you from where you are now to where you truly want to be. And it's a lot easier and simpler than you think. So here's what I want you to do. If you are genuinely serious about change and personal transformation, book a free discovery call right now down below. And also check out the testimonials from real people and real success stories of men and even women who've turned their lives around thanks to me. There are only limited spots available, to take advantage of this now. And it's only for serious people who are serious about change. So let's not delay. Let's not keep you where you are now, stuck in the same cycles, the same routines for another year. Let's work together and break free together and live life finally on your terms.